Yeah, folks, welcome back to the world of Skyshard. This is the indie game I'm making with my buddy Ben. It is a city building PvP auto battler. We're seeing some people's cities floating by right now behind us, including this insane, like they have endless mines. These dig sites make mines. Look at all these insane mines and resurrected mines. This is just the minefield build. That is completely nutty looking. Man, I don't want to run into that, I don't think. But anyway, I have a lot of new stuff to show you today. As always, I was going to show you some of the new art, some of the new features, some of the new things we're cooking up in Skyshard, and I guess we'll do a run as well from your resident Archmage, the highest rank in Skyshard, although I think I'm currently not technically Archmage. I think I fell out of it right before this, so former Archmage, maybe soon to be Archmage once again. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys some of the new art we popped out this week. We had a few cool new things showing up. For instance, here is some new hero art for Ambrose. This is one of our hero characters. He's a mayor, he's a wizard. Does he conjure votes? It's for you to decide. But our artist Nick's just finished up Ambrose. I don't know why he's not centered right now. I don't know how any of these things work. Where is my, there it is. There it is. Yeah, but he's pretty now. He was kind of sketchy in the background, but now his desk is done. He's got some floating mayoral things. His ink is floating. He's got some magic up his sleeves and hat. And yeah, he's cool. He looks sexier than I imagined, frankly, but I like it. I dig it. He's a handsome fellow. So yeah, there he is. Ambrose looking good. But we wanted, like, you know, a very typical, like, mayor character. At least I did anyway. Like, and he's for, like, you know, the kind of town units. So thematically on point. But we want everybody to be a wizard as well, right? So that's the idea. We also got some new... Nope, I just screwed up. Nope, we do have the unit art, but I accidentally closed the file with all of the prepared beautiful unit art. So let me go do that again real quick. All right, here you go. I fixed it. This is the latest unit art here. We have the big tree, our literal biggest unit, a 6x6 unit. Pretty sick art. You can see it's got a town inside of it. You'll note a lot of nature units here. In particular, the artist recommended, like, hey, let's just do all the nature at once so that we can kind of stay in the vibes of nature. Totally works fine for us. So we knocked off basically all of the nature stuff, a few other random things here. We got the towering shadewood, basically our big kind of redwood style tree. We got the piranha plant, who I didn't want to be like a totally redhead because I didn't want to steal. I didn't want to get sued by Nintendo for the piranha plant. Right? So we deviated a little bit with the coloring here, leaned into the green. The kind of the sort of neck and the bottom of the head here being red is kind of my idea of, like, that's where the acid in the piranha plant is kind of being produced and at its strongest, right, as it pours into the mouth. So that's kind of, you know, indicative of its color change in essence. We have our forest spirit, kind of a big treant guy here. I think, you know, the idea being he's kind of mostly buried underground, only his head pops out. We've got the arborist building kind of overtaken by plants here. I'm a little bit mad at myself on this one for the brief. I realized sort of later this looks a lot like a town unit as it's currently drawn. It looks a lot like a house. And I was playing a game and I was like, oh, my instincts would be that this is a town unit, when technically it is not a town unit because it is a production unit. You cannot be both. So I wish I hadn't made it look so towny. It's not the artist's fault. I told them to make it look like this. It's my fault. So I don't know. We may figure out a way to make that look a little more like a business or, you know, an industry as opposed to a house. I don't know how exactly you do that. Maybe it's by having a different roof, but man, we'd have to totally rework it. So I'm mad at myself. 100% my fault. We also have the Mana Machina here. This, you know, is a Novus unit. So we have this kind of sci-fi Protoss, you know, flower petal fantasy thing going on here. And then finally we have the Community Cauldron, a magic unit cauldron leaning into the purples, and we have a lot of these cool green tones for magic. Novus is these kind of light blues and light golds. Nature, of course, has lots of varieties of greens and browns in that color family, so hopefully these are both identifiable by their color palettes a little bit, and of course just by their vibes. Looking at them is hopefully very clear that they're nature units. So yeah, quite a bit of new art landing right now, which is very cool. Another thing we added this week, which is very cool, is we got new buttons. I don't know if you've seen these since my last video, but we also have, if I hop into dev mode here, top secret dev mode, it's not secret, Ben shows it all the time. We also started tinkering with some idle animations. So I'm just gonna toss a few of these out. You'll probably see them before I do. There we go. I think you saw a little shimmer of light on there. This one's pretty cool actually already. We've got some bubbles floating out of the cauldron here, right? So tinkering with some idle animations. This one's pretty cool. It's gonna sparkle with some randomly generated electrical energy. It's different every time, I think. Here's like kind of a glow from the fire. I don't even know which all ones we have. This is the smoke coming out of the foundry, which we're not going to do this like pixely smoke forever, but for now it's good. There were a few others. There's like glow from the glow berries, right? The sawmill spins. The flag blows in the wind, as does the shadow, by the way, which is pretty cool. I don't think it actually syncs up. If you, I don't know. I mean, it syncs up, you know, timing wise, but not. I don't think that's actually a reflective, like a real shadow, indicative of the shape or whatever. Trying to think about what else we have. That's a lot of unit spoilers here, man. I haven't even looked at some of these units. Holy crap, they're in today's build. Holy crap, I gotta go look at those later. I'm really excited. I'm sure I'm forgetting some others, and there will be more. This was just kind of a first pass, but I basically told Ben I feel like, oh, the trees move just a little. The trees kind of blow in the wind a little bit. You can probably tell they're moving just a little. I told Ben basically like a week or two ago, whenever we started talking about this, I was like, I think our boards are just too boring right now. When they're, you know, in combat we have a lot going on, but when they're just sitting on board, you know, there's no signs of life or movement or any indication that, you know, it's a living, breathing town. You know, we're never going to have people walking around because it doesn't really make sense for us. So, you know, having some kind of indicators of, you know, life and, you know, again, I think we'll add more and flush it out, but just even if it's 4 or 5 units on board, at least something's moving and it looks like something is happening, right? As opposed to nothing happening normally. So we'll keep an eye out for more opportunities to do this. And like, you know, I think we're going to try to make this like crackling electricity as opposed to just currently static electricity. Static electricity. Interesting turn of phrase there. I want this crystal in the middle to float. I want assimilators crystals. Oh, they actually are. I didn't even know. Oh my God. They were already bobbing up and down. Nice. Okay. Well, there you go. The shadows also bobbing up and down. Ben's a legend. For a 2D art piece to have the shadows actually reacting is pretty cool, to be honest. That's actually really sick. So I didn't even know about that one. There might be other ones I don't know about just because I haven't bought the units yet. Does this sway at all? I don't think so. We just put this in, so I doubt it moves yet. No, I don't think so. My eyes were tripping me out. But anyway, that's the idea, right? More static animations to make your board feel alive. We were talking this week too about our island. Like this, I don't know if people know, this is not even our final island. Like we're gonna have a higher, you know, higher detail rendering on the grass and the island. Like you can tell it's a different rendering level than the units, right? This was just kind of supposed to be a starter island and then we just kept it for a while. But you know, it's gonna look prettier. The units are looking prettier every day. Everything's getting tighter, more consistent, beautiful, moving. It's in essence, it's all coming together, guys. It's our pretty little baby and it's starting to look great. So yeah, we also had some other, you know, unit changes, name changes. There's like extra sound effects. We did some changes to the unrated mode so it's easier. We did a bunch of balance changes, bunch of little bug fixes. I'm just looking through the patch notes right now to see all the things we did. It's basically a lot of stuff since last time I made a video, because every time we do a lot of stuff all the time. So there you go. So let's, on that note, do a run so you can just see all this stuff actually in action instead of just taking my word for it. Let's see if we can't get back into Archmage. Yeah, we're 3 points away from the top rank Archmage, so we'll try to hit Archmage once again. Alrighty. Oh yeah, Ambrose's art is now in the game. RS's final art is in the game, and Zap's final art is being refined as we speak. I just saw a preview of it. Of course, this is not the final UI, but you know, this is, at least for now, the final art for these heroes. So who are we gonna play? I've been playing a lot of Ambrose, but I think I want to play Zap Zap, dude. I think Zap Zap's maybe my favorite again right now. I like the color of his board the best as well, and I really like this quest, Green Thumbs. After round 1 and 2, get an Arborist. The Arborist not only has new art, but it's a ton of value generation. Turn 1 weapons here. I think we're gonna take the Firepot Trebuchet. It's decent early. It's not great early because like this has 60 DPS and 310 health. This only has 40 and 300. This has 66 and 420. So this is like the best early weapon. Man, I don't know. I think actually I do take the Shrine. I don't hate Gorgon early either though. Like Gorgon early can be good, but 420 health on this is just so nice early. Gorgon is like, it's funny because these 3 weapons, like this is a super early tempo weapon. You go for this to win early fights. This is kind of a medium. It's kind of good early and kind of good late. And then this is like a really good late game scaler because it has explosive damage. So it's like, where do you pick? I think if I were like a new player at lower ranks, I would always take the Trebuchet here because the art is so, so beautiful. No, I would take the Trebuchet because I think, you know, you can afford to lose a few early rounds as long as you're strong late. As a almost Archmage player, every trophy matters. I think I have to take the Red Sun Shrine. I think it's really debatable that you take the Stone Gorgon there, but I think the Shrine is the way to go. So here, let's just take a Foundry as a town unit. We're buying some cheap stuff to fill in the board a little bit. We just kind of want health, really. These are all kind of bad. Corrupt Shaman's really good later, but not usually great at this stage. Librarium is fine. It's just not enough health. I'm gonna spread these out, even though the Corrupt Shaman could technically benefit by being next to those. It's okay. Start fight. Did I start the fight? Are we bugging out? Are we disconnecting? What's going on here? This is rare. Oh, there we go. Just loading it up. Talking to the server. That's all, bud. Tesla Coil I think will be fine. I don't think it's gonna deal enough damage to me. It just makes me crazy strong because I get stronger as I take damage. So, you know, that's spread out a little too much. So now the Arborist, which still looks a little bit too much like a town unit in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look like a town unit in there? I don't know, maybe. It's fine, whatever the case. It's actually probably fine. It doesn't look... the color palette is like a little different than a lot of the basic town anyway. It's fine. I'm stressing about it for no reason. It's not a thing to worry about right now. Or maybe ever. So now I want to look for another weapon. I think we go for a big shop 4. Decent chance to find a weapon. No weapon, but maybe we could take some bamboo already. A crystal mine is also an interesting idea. It's just a lot of value over time. And I do think since we buffed the red crystal, which I don't know if it's still good yet, but it's better. It might make crystal mine builds a little more reasonable. I'm going to try to find maybe a Magnus here as another weapon. I just really want a second weapon. Magnus, yes. Warden's Flame, also second weapon, but demands too much help for me right now. Also, here's another one of our idle animations. Purple Smoke from a Magic Spell Factory, which again, I don't want us doing that purpley or doing that square pixely smoke stuff, but we'll change it eventually. We do the same thing for explosions right now. I was talking to Ben about that the other day, how it might be nice to, if nothing else, at least alter the shapes of those so they're not so square right now. But beyond that, I think even you know, having them be like little units of debris, a little, you know, wood planks and stones and that sort of thing would be really cool if it's not too taxing. All right, so we got a green crystal. That's fine. We got another arborist, of course, from our quest. We got a tree. That's great. Big shop 4, we could maybe find another weapon. Third weapon would be great. Go for even more crystal mines. But I think a third weapon is just really high tempo right now, so that's fine. We don't currently have any AoE weapons, though, I will say. So that's a little picky. Oh my god, a third arborist. Yes. I don't know if it's good, but all I'm saying is yes. That actually makes the Necromancer hut here really interesting, because this, when a friendly defense unit gets destroyed, it's going to buff our weapons. And as we get a lot of defense units every round from our arborist, this probably chips in a ton of damage. I think that's actually pretty cool, yeah? Pretty nice. Let's just tuck that sucker up here in front of the weapons, but behind everything else. They do not have much going on here. They have a lot of crystals, double crystal mine, but we're gonna farm here, of course. Only one functional weapon. Heiner, one of our highest rated players. I'm sure he'll turn this build around, but for now, okay. All right, speed boost probably on these two guys. They're very slow. Some more defense. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Necromancer Hut. Oh, we got the pink shrub, the rare pink shrub. Nice. You can see the trees waving in the wind. You can see the pink shrub also waving in the wind. I love it. We got 3 weapons. We could probably go for a decent town build around, maybe like a town hall. Scola. There's the new community cauldron with its nice bubbles. I love the bubbles. I honestly, dude, like this unit didn't get any better, but it makes me want to buy it. Like just having the art and the bubbles makes me want to buy it. Like it legitimately feels so much better to me for some reason, like as a unit. I guess we go Scola here. I mean, honestly, mechanic's pretty nuts with laser pointer though. I think that's probably worth building into, isn't it? Yeah. Mechanic's still one of my favorite unit arts as well, honestly. It's really nice unit art. Okay. 4 here could be another decent weapon, but I think I want to save another weapon. If I dig for another weapon, I think I want it to be an AoE weapon of some kind, right? Here for the speed buff, yeah. Anything to sell yet? Could definitely sell the green crystal. I don't think we desperately need that. Currently don't really need the corrupt shaman or a tree. Corrupt shaman, of course, can be a great unit later. I'm not as in love with corrupt shaman as some people though, I'll tell you. Like for whatever reason, it like stresses me out trying to utilize it, I think is why. Fortune teller and mill. I mean, fortune teller's probably not it. Mill can't target mechanic, which would be the best case scenario, but still something, you know. I think mill could be maybe a little faster. The fact that it does stun enemy stuff, you know, gives it some extra upside, but I wonder if it couldn't be a little faster sometime. Ooh, another blue crystal? Sure. We're gonna have so many crystals that at some point we might decide to go into some crystal cores and do some crystal core stuff to buff our crystals so that our buffs are buffed. Post office, sure, yeah. Let's just buy a lot of little town stuff here. Good, good, good. Spreading these out right now to play against, play around explosive stuff like these double fire pot trebuchets and the artillery repeater. Are you kidding me? Should have spread out my arborist too. I was initially going for tree density, but I think that stopped. I think we might be okay here. We're getting to their weapons first, but they do have more. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, this guy, can he hold it down? Oh God. Oh, he can hold it down. 106 health left. What was I talking about with tempo, dude? Tempo. These really don't need to be that close. They do technically benefit from trees, but that's all. Actually, the mechanic can kind of benefit a lot from these azurites. Like, it's got such a long cooldown that the speed reduction on these, pretty big. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna go for tier 5 here. There's a few interesting things maybe we could do. Could actually go for like a toy store, toy turret, big red button build. But I could also go for crystal core build. Also to find a big weapon or defense here. Big weapon. And it's that AoE weapon we were talking about, right? This is what we were looking for, wasn't it? We were looking for a good AoE weapon and we found it. That's dreamy. Mechanic, I think maybe I move back out now. Like, let's just use that for the weapons. Okay, so that's a great setup. Now we're finding some buffs. This is only available once you get an explosive unit. It's a nice follow-up unit, so that's good. Yeah, maybe we start putting these in now, eh? There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, so this is what's getting buffed though, the Red Sun Shrine, which I don't know if that's really worth it for this corrupt shaman buff. Like, I think our stuff's gonna be fine either way, but it's like I need a big unit here. Maybe a forest spirit would have been cool. Opponent's got a cool magic weather machine build. we're fine though. Again, for now, we do need to find a way to scale the damage on our trebuchet better than we currently have, though. Like right now, we're just not scaling enough. Could honestly be crystal core. Could be some big town stuff. Like town hall is a pretty good option. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the town hall. I think that's fine. Start setting up around our town hall positioning. We want to surround this with units, and then when we do, it is going to buff both damage of our weapons and health of our defense, which is perfect. So now we can look for some more cheap town stuff. We want these speed crystals affecting both of these weapons. The red crystals are more important on the trebuchet because its damage is lower. This has high enough damage anyway. It's fine. Let's take Terran the Enchanter. Let's take another Velmir. That's perfect. Great. Velmirs are my favorite town units because they buff the damage and explosive power of this both. You can see its explosive percentage going up. I know you guys hate when I have the tooltips over the fights, so I'll try not to do that, but I just remembered. All right, dude, we are cooking so far, by the way. We have a perfect run going right now. That's great. The green crystals, really not too important to me. Put it around some shrubs, I guess, to make those slightly bigger. Here, we're still looking for a few town units. Yeah, do I need to sell anything? Could sell green crystal. I don't want to sell my trees because I actually really like my my guy. I think I sell a green crystal and maybe my red crystals, although they're not bad right now. Every crystal I sell does make a crystal core potentially worse. It's just about, you know, decisions. This is the fastest town unit, so we'll take that. This is a slow town unit, but it's at least a town unit. Really want to sell here yet. Ah, the community cauldron. Yes, okay, sure. Let's do that here so that it buffs the stuff that Corrupt Shaman is trying to steal health from. Upgrade. Let's get some enchantments. Yes, a speed enchantment on my best weapon 100% of the time. And firepower on this is worth 17 damage. Probably better to go for a second chance. This protects us against a lethal damage hit. It's not good on any of these units right now, to be honest, but there is some stuff like bamboo I love it on. We get an elder dandelion later. I'd love it. Beekeeper, huh? Probably the best unit, but I don't have any support for it right now at all, to be honest. Okay, I mean, Beekeeper with trees is like technically an interesting synergy. Beekeeper gets... anytime it gets health, it spreads that health to another unit, which trees give health when they take damage. So if the beekeeper's in here, I guess it's like technically a nice little health buff. Probably not enough to be a meaningful impact in any given fight, but man, I feel like I have so much more stuff than the opponent right now. I just mean my stuff is cheaper, but I'm also generating 3 units per turn with my arborists right now, so a little bit of both. Good news is the Firepot Trebuchet is sniping their town units, so really shredding their board here with a lot of explosive damage as well. 35% explosive, so dealing 40 plus damage or something to adjacent units when it hits. It's nice. Okay, more crystals. Yeah, town 4, or excuse me, big 4 here could give me a weapon, could give me a crystal core, could give me just good stuff, good defense. Compound knowledge is like, I think it got crazy nerfed since last time I made a video here, but it's still, I think, actually pretty solid, if I'm being honest. I also don't hate the idea of this synthetic, or excuse me, now called the Scarlet Leech, changed factions. That's my doing. I kind of like this too on the big laser pointer. Making it go off twice. I also just like could put a bunch of trees over there. This deals 75 damage, which I guess does one-shot a tree though. Doesn't usually one-shot shrubs. This gives some health. I sort of want to play around with this, but I don't know. It's kind of risky, right? Maybe force field's better. I mean, force field has a really important application on our board, which is protecting our town hall from spellbound rockets, which is a weapon that targets your largest thing that's not a weapon. Currently, our largest unit is a 3x3 for the town hall, but a 5x2 is bigger. It's 10 tiles instead of 9 tiles. So this would absorb any spellbound rocket hits for now, which is good news. Here's another tier 4. He really wants me to take compound knowledge. I'm kind of intrigued by the Tether 2000 though as well, because quite good with these two weapons here, right? You take the big numbers from big laser pointer and give them to the firepot trebuchet. Plus we can kind of speed that process up a little bit with all of our crystals. So okay, I don't know how much that's really going to contribute, right? It's changing 3% of the damage of the weapon below, so 10% would be 17, so 3% would be like 5 or so. Every you know, 3.5 seconds is giving 5 damage. Doesn't feel super impactful, but things like mechanic can speed it up. That said, it's also currently stealing some mechanic hits from the big laser pointer. Like, you're better off with 2 laser pointer hits always, or sometimes giving damage to your trebuchet. I don't know the answer to that question. Here's another double trebuchet with double Tether 2000. Man, they're shredding all my town units, but didn't even like get close to my trees or my defense. They just ate the middle of my board out, and then nothing else happened. That's funny. All right, more and more trees. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go for enchantments again. Yeah, speed boost on our trebuchet for sure. Although I will say it's probably now getting close to its speed cap. I'm gonna take the spell shield and put it on the force field so that it's even better against rockets. Structure shop 5 could give me that crystal core, could get me another big defense unit. Either of those, but the portal's pretty intriguing. Here's another scarlet leech, by the way. I'm intrigued. Portal I can just throw a lot of random junk into, right? Like, you know, throw an emerald in, throw a scrub in, throw a community cauldron in. Like, I've got such a good board position right now. You know, I haven't lost a single round. I'm kind of taking a down tempo turn, which is risky when you're way ahead, but you know, maybe I can afford that. I'm not sure about this Tether 2000. I wonder if the mechanic's just better always hitting the pointer. Pretty good hit, stone wall anyway. We're gonna shred through this town stuff. They have this piranha plant core that seems to be doing a lot of work, right? Not as much as my trebuchet currently, but still a lot. You know, it's got a lot of units to shred through though with no explosive or anything, but this guy's slowing me down. It's not slowing them down quite as much. I think we're gonna be fine though. We have so many weapons. I think we're okay, right? We have 3 weapons, but yeah, it's okay. Nice. Let's go. We did it. Yeah, let's put this bathhouse in the portal. Dude, I can't wait to rewrite the flavor on bathhouse. Still the most weird unit to me of all our units. Hey, the crystal core. Do we have enough crystals to make it worth it though? Starting to wonder. I probably just because the azurites are really nice. Probably so. And then later, you know, I can kind of pivot out of it as well by using the portal if I want to. Like, just use portal to upgrade it or whatever. Yeah, let's go structure 3. If we don't, oh, here we go, mana jar. That's nice. We both get to destroy it to activate the extra 3 mana, and that's going to give me a tier 3 unit as well. It's perfect synergy for the mana jar here. Beautiful stuff. Oh, a second crystal mine. Okay. Big time explosive damage for the opponent here, which is kind of shredding my front line. We are not dealing enough damage to this either because my best weapon, my trebuchet, is kind of shooting the back lines. This is really doing a lot to me. They don't have much behind it, I'll say. So once that's gone, I don't know. Although, man, I don't know. We're going through a lot of trees. This is a little too close. Oh, we got that other weapon. That's surely going to do it because now we have a ton of weapons and they don't. Nice. Okay. Perfect. Man, we are still on a perfect run right now. It does not feel like I'm doing anything crazy broken, which is a good sign that we're just making a lot of little good decisions, right? That's a good sign you're doing something right still. Big shop 3. Production shops I like, but we're too far into the run, I think, to get enough value, maybe. Refractor. Man, I haven't played with this since we changed it. It's back in the game. Start of combat. Replace the faction of adjacent units with the faction of the unit on the right. Trying to think about any way to cook with this. So, you know, like we could make stuff nature. We could make stuff man, this is like one of the most interesting things we have. We can make stuff basic, we can make stuff magic. Hard to say right now to me that this is worth it. I think I'm just gonna take the mana jar and do it on the portal. I gotta think about how to actually break that, to break the refractor, but I haven't had time to think about it yet. Hey, another crystal core? Yeah, probably. The speed buffs and the weapon buffs are actually pretty significant now. And if I get another one of these, that means I can get a pretty good, oh, by the way, this also, as you probably see, gives you a crystal when you buy it now, which is a really nice change. I like that a lot. Hey, the power plant. Really have enough. Tinker, I don't think. Power line could go here, and we could maybe put all of our Velmirs on it. Yeah, that's probably good. Put all the Velmirs here because the Velmirs buff our explosive damage. That's my favorite ones. And the mechanic getting faster is pretty good too. Okay, yeah, this looks strong. I mean, at some point here, I can kind of pivot out of the portal maybe and find a stronger thing to do. I feel like we're going to lose this fight maybe. This looks hard. Spellbound Rocket's tough. Although we do have some protection, like we said, with Force Field. Oh my god, we got a Tesla Coil. Wow, another key weapon there. The obelisk here too is, oh yeah, shredding my weapons. That's very bad news. Very bad news. Does this get strong enough to win? 238. It's, boy, I don't, oh, it's dead. Yeah, the obelisk beats us. It steals our perfect run. Obelisk. Bacon. No, my perfect run is gone. You know, it's kind of my fault for not having more high health stuff, right? I didn't have anything else with like really notable health, so it makes sense. It makes sense. Did we go for this coil? Kind of hard to, like, I don't know. It can actually kind of steal buffs from your town hall, like the more weapons you have. If it's not getting dedicated buffs, it's a little bit risky. We could maybe go for a compound knowledge here with Nova Shop. I kind of want to go for supercharger on our crystal cores though. Supercharger, no supercharger. Jumpstart, toy store. Maybe we just take a toy store and put it on the portal here. I kind of like the idea of putting the Tesla coil here with these rubies so that it gets extra damage. It probably matters more on the coil than it does on the this guy, but we can for now at least do both. Compound knowledge could also be a possibility. I could even probably weave it in right there by moving this guy down here. Let's see if we find one. We do find one. Yes. Okay. So there's a compound knowledge. I could even go one higher so that this gets there. Also speed up the compound knowledge if you wanted to versus the Tether 2000. I do think it's worth more. Oh, that is not adjacent. Never mind. Got to do that. Just kidding. Okay, well that's fine then probably. Big shop 2. Speed up our town units. We don't have that many. Power plant does get a lot more interesting with the coil in play. Have anywhere to really put this guy unless I move it up here. Take this power plant and try to get it next to all of these tinker units, right? But I can't do that and get it all next to the power line without this also being adjacent. Maybe like this. Ooh, a fun little puzzle game there. That was fun. Yeah, okay, there we go. So this is now still on the power line. Coil, power plant, pointer, all still attached. Okay. Yeah. This isn't like the craziest, strongest word we've ever had. The coil's, you know, it's gonna contribute a lot though. It just shreds a lot of little stuff. Like it jumps to 100 damage immediately thanks to the crystals. That's pretty great actually. That's actually pretty great, and it's still scaling through compound knowledge, and Trebuchet is still scaling. So coil's kind of like, you know, AoEing the front line. Trebuchet's AoEing the mid line. And then other weapons are just kind of complementing in, right? Just jumping in and getting whatever they can. Coil, yeah, I think we're gonna get there. Yeah. Nice, dude. Who did the most damage? Trebuchet still did the most damage. Laser pointer number 2, but coil close. Yeah. Oh my god, we got a weather machine. I don't think we can use that though. Look at all the stuff that's getting added to my hand every turn. That's sick. That's really fun. Yeah, I don't think we're using weather machine, are we? I mean, I can like technically toss it in, I guess. Cursed bell. I mean, that kind of wants to go up here with all these defense units. Speaking of, dude, these freaking defense units. I have so many. I love it. That's just some free stuns here and there, right? Okay, a lot of trees. Okay, Tinker 4, we're still looking for supercharger. There it is. We're looking for some upgrades here. Let's go for a speed boost on the coil now and a firepower boost here. Maybe passes more damage through tether. Nature 2. I heard you liked shrubs, Regis. Let's put the weather machine down here and just re-roll it into another 5. Then maybe we take a actually the crystals might be good here between these two defensive units. I guess since they're a passive though, that they don't really help the force field unless it gets hit by spellbound rocket. I guess that's a possibility. Okay, this needs to go in the middle of these two. Yeah. All right, let's do it. This is pretty good. Spellbound rocket. Okay, it's gonna target this first. Crystals don't survive for long. Oh no, it targeted the portal first. Even better, honestly. It gives us more time to scale up from its passive. And the crystals do survive a long time here too, so it really helps. Yeah, they haven't even really started into my key units, you know. We shredded a lot of their board, and since our coil is like nice and chunky, it's moving through trees at a rapid rate, right? Coil did a lot of work there. Yeah, moved up to second this time around. Cool. Hey, yeah, let's transmute away from our portal now. I think it's harder and harder to find stuff that we want to get rid of, and it's just worth a lot, you know. So let's get away from that. Crystal mines I think we can hold on to for a little bit longer. Yeah, this probably wants to go up here, by the way. What else am I selling here? Some shrubs. I don't have to sell anything, but I don't really want to sell shrubs. I like them with Necromancer Hut. I think we don't sell anything here. Somehow I'm missing a town unit still to go in that top right slot. It's crazy. Skola or another Necromancer? I mean, Skola's, I don't have that many town units, and this scales up with the, you know, amount of town you have. I guess Mechanic is pretty nice because again, it can hit laser pointers. So let's take a Mechanic. This can go down here, or actually let's put it in the back since it's pretty important. Although it is slower back there. We want it on the power line specifically, so maybe that's better. So now I'm looking for like another supercharger, maybe. Just any fast town units realistically are great. Supercharger could be here. It is not. Brick by Brick is a defensive unit. Big red button. I honestly don't hate it just because it's like another absorber of spellbound rockets, and I think it will very often hit. You know, I think it will often hit a laser pointer or a Mechanic, which hits a laser pointer. You know, I gotta sell this weather machine. I thought I already transformed it away, but did I get another one? Did it re-roll into itself, or can it not re-roll? Am I learning something? I don't know the answer to those questions. Coil, I do want more speed boosts on it. I think this is going to be fast enough off the crystals that we can hit our minimum anyway. So I'm gonna check next turn and see actually. Hey, another weapon, huh? Not the strongest weapon for us. Skola better, or is Prismatic Mirror better? Is just another defense. Rafflesia with a lot of trees actually is also pretty interesting too. We could like move out this beekeeper and just put in a bunch of trees. Put the Rafflesia in the middle of a bunch of trees, I mean to say. It's especially good if they have any like sonic mines, which who knows, but okay. Surrounded by trees. Now when this steals health from a tree, trees buff each other. When trees take damage, they buff the Rafflesia, which gives it a bunch of health. All good stuff. What we like to see. And let's grab, could go for another power line up top. Maybe just another defense unit. Pretty annoying one. Lumberjack does have a lot of hits, but I think I have enough weapon buffs. I think we're just getting annoying now. Like, put the buffer bot in to be annoying, you know? That sort of thing. All right. I mean, yeah, dude, we're finishing this run no matter what, I guess. Well, technically, no. I guess we could lose 3 straight 50s, but... Ooh, I like their positioning here. Playing around some AoE explosive damage. Very smart stuff. Very cool. Looks fun, too. This is a cool build, man. The crazy, like, forest spirit core back there. That's awesome looking. I think, unfortunately, to say we are just murdering it. I mean, they might get a little stronger for a moment, but... Yeah, we just have so... I mean, that was... Oh no, dude, we have so much stuff. Trebuchet murdered. It got so big. How fast did it get to? It got to 0.9, so that is definitely its max speed. This also got pretty close to max speed. I think we should probably take this accelerate and put it on the unstable Tesla coil. Yeah, Magnus is doing almost nothing compared to our other weapons, but it's just kind of free, you know. Toss in all of the stuff. My God, man. I want these back here, actually. I think it's more important on that. Tinker Shop 4. I don't even know what on earth we need anymore. Supercharger, actually. Yes, Supercharger is what we need. Even better crystals. Okay, for sure. Oh, that was a randomly generated... That was a randomly generated one. Let's go ahead and put this on here. I think with all these blue crystals, I think... If I were smart, I could do the math, right? Like, these are going to get 5% faster, and then each of these is worth like another 2.5%. And there's going to be quite a few hits of that. I think it's going to be enough anyway. The moral of the story is I'm too lazy to count, so I think we're just going to trust it. Scola, I guess? Sure. I don't know. Not much else to grab there. So 13 wins, already going to go positive no matter what here. Cannot, which means we are going to hit Archmage no matter what. Bacon here got some blighted ballista stuff going on. That's scary pierce damage. Ooh, obelisk is actually much scarier, but thankfully I had a few defense units absorbing the first couple hits. There goes one weapon, but not a key weapon. Ah, the big red button absorbed an obelisk hit. That's a big deal. Now I have enough key weapons remaining that the obelisk no longer destroys me, and we shred the enemy board. Let's go. Let's go, man. My board is actually really good, guys. I have a lot of great weapons, a lot of scaling, not a lot of health gain, but just enough units that it doesn't matter. My town hall went off 228 times, which is great. That basically means 114 damage worth of buffs to weapons, which is big weapons. My what else went off here? I'm just trying to see, right? Necromancer went off 32 times only. That seems like less than I thought. That's 32 buffs on weapons, though, still. For a tier 2, I guess. I think this could maybe be +2 damage, if I think about that, because it went off... Power plant went off 72 times because of the fast foil hits. This did reach its speed cap with just crystals, so that's good to know. Compound... This also seems to have reached its speed cap or close to it. I don't remember what it is. Skull went off 10 times. That's 30% buff. That's pretty significant. Compound knowledge went off 6 times. I don't know how many buffs it was giving, but probably still significant, right? Even more speed buffs, man. Yeah, I guess you hit these weapons, right? Throw in all the greenery. Just everything green. Another crystal core? No. Mushroom Mender. Glowberries. Glowberry seems kind of cool with our like coils, but I don't really want to give up a ruby or anything. Mender, I don't really have space for. Latchwood Spore, same thing. Feels kind of cool on our weapons, but I don't really want to give up space. Maybe it just goes like here. These 2 random weapons. I think that's fine. Supercharger number 3? No. I don't even have space for these. Maybe just give a mechanic a little jump start, right? That's fine. I don't know. Nothing else. This is our final fight, by the way. We've only lost 1 round. Guaranteed to get a lot of points here, actually. Big time climb. Ooh, Forest Spirit build with some crazy life gain on it. They're getting a bunch of Latchwood Spore hits to give this life steal, so it scales up a bunch. Getting a lot of life gain here. They've got 3 superchargers in this build, which is crazy. A ton of crystals giving us health as well. Like, man, this thing is going to shoot up to some crazy health totals. Already at 1300, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger every attack. It needs some speed boosts, though, I think. Like, 1.2 is a pretty solid default speed, but it's just not going to, like, you know, it's only ever going to kill 1 shrub at a time. Although, that said, the Spellbound Rocket got some speed boosts and seems to be shredding, but not as much as my Trebuchet and Coil combo. So we win the final fight. Coil actually took the top spot this time. Crazy stuff, dude. These did get a lot of extra health. These were the cool thing about giving these health is if we ran into another one of those obelisks that targets your highest health stuff, then it was kind of protecting our key weapons, which is nice. Poor Magnus, dude, doing minuscule damage, but it's all relevant, you know. It all chips in. Dude, this was a good crystal build, by the way. This is a good crystal build, guys. Like, the amount of damage these are putting out is 15. These are giving 15% speed buffs as well. So you actually only kind of need like a little over 3 of these to get something to its max. I think crystals are actually kind of great. I don't know. This is a monster crystal run. I mean, just a really, really good 15. This is the highest rank I've ever been. 1631 is my new record. I've never been this high. Let's freaking go, dude. Where does that put us on the leaderboard? Number 5. So close to number 4. So close to number 3. Oh, I'm so close to top 3, man. Oh, that's sick. Okay, man. Yeah, this game's fun, dude. We made a fun game. We've actually gotten a lot of momentum this week too with wish lists and feeling good. 55 wish lists today is actually really nice. Like, if we can keep getting 55. I'd like to get to 100 wish lists today. That'd be insane, but 55 still really, really good. So anyway, Sky Shard's fun. Go play it. There's links down below if you want to check it out. Thanks as always for joining me. Marvel Snap back in action tomorrow, but love you all a ton. Good luck out there in the universe, and I guess I will see you around.